up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the 10-7 MMA. I'm DS, and my good friend here is Dino Bam Bam.
How's it going, Dino?
It's going all right.
Well, that's good. I've been feeling like absolute dog shit these last
totally
few days.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Did you get everything out?
I think so.
Okay.
I had like a food poisoning.
Yeah.
It was the Burger King or the jalapeno kettle chips. I haven't decided.
You were trying to tell me
decided.
it was the chips, which made no sense to me.
Doesn't make sense. Yeah, no, I get it, but that's
how a dry
I feel these things.
packaged good.
What if they were expired? I didn't check the expiration.
I don't even. Yeah, I think expiration dates on chips are probably more like a suggestion.
Yeah, I feel that because it's like a dry ass potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And I've eaten lots of chips in my life. I've also eaten lots of Burger King in my life, so who knows at this point what's going on?
I would say Burger King probably.
Probably.
So,
Undercooked like chicken. The long chicken sandwich is
you had
fire,
the chicken?
by the way. Yeah.
Oh.
You know that long ass chicken sandwich?
Do I, brother, please.
Thing is,
I dabble in that.
That's
chicken.
a classic.
That's a number 9 right there.
It's really good.
So I'm very, very familiar.
I like
Throw
that.
some cheese on that bitch too. Anyway, we're not here to talk about our bowel movements, or for most of the show, I guess. Let's say we are here to talk about UFC Fight Night Sao Paulo, and we have a lot of Brazilians on the docket.
Another themed card.
I was just gonna say, another one of these themed cards that we love so much. And more than anything because they can finagle things.
Yeah.
You know, that you get weird matchups, weird matchmaking sometimes.
That's the point.
So I mean, it just leaves the door open for more of that. But before we jump into it, you should let them know where they can find us.
Well, if you're watching us, you've already found us, and we really appreciate you doing
But where
that.
else, though? You know.
Okay, what you should do, though, first and foremost, there's a subscribe button. It's down here somewhere. Click that. Ring the bell. Dino, make the sound, please. It does that. We've confirmed it does that.
Yeah.
So just do it. Also, follow us on Instagram at the107MMA. We've put up a couple new pictures this week of some people that are on this card and a Brazilian
the
legend.
last one that you posted.
Oh, yeah. It's a really good one. Go check it out. Let us know what you think. Jose Aldo Jr., the king of Rio.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute stud.
Good for him.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what is there to say?
We were drunk, and the picture looks drunk.
And whoever took the picture was almost certainly drunk.
That was me.
So, it was you?
Yeah, it was a selfie.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. That's terrible. God awful.
Yeah, it happens.
Anyway, let's dive right into it. We got 13 fights. We had a few cancellations.
A couple change-ups, too.
A couple change-ups. David Onama was supposed to be on this card. Oh, this was supposed to be Curtis Blades versus Jailton Almeida.
It was.
That's right.
Yeah.
That would have been a fun fight. Anyways, first fight on the docket. Is it Kawe?
I think it's Kawi. Yeah.
Kawe. I mean, they literally said it when I was watching film, but I should have paid more attention. Fernandez versus Mark Jacasey. Dino Bam Bam, what do you think about this one?
All right, let's start with the newcomer, Kawi Fernandez. 25 years old, making his debut, obviously. Good striker. He's really whippy. He has some good power. He throws some wild and flashy strikes, but he's also a pretty good grappler. He doesn't lack in that department, let's say. I believe he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm not 100% on that, but I believe I heard that somewhere along the film. What's impressive about him is his finishing ability. High finishing rate. His last fight, he had a really nasty head kick knockout. It was like 40 seconds into the fight.
Yeah.
They were in the clinch, and then he kind of just like pushed the guy out and at the same time landed the head kick that like stiffened the dude up.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah, it was absolutely nasty.
Two quick knockouts at LFA.
Yeah.
I mean, which was a decent promotion, too.
Yeah, back-to-back first-round finishes, like you said. LFA is a good promotion, as we know. The only loss of his career came against the highly touted LFA prospect, another undefeated guy as well. So he looks pretty impressive. He's fighting Mark Jacasey, who, as we know, he's a good kickboxer. As of late, we've talked about this before, me and you, he used to be just like a striker. Mm-hmm. And as of late, he's been really relying on his wrestling.
Crazy to switch up completely. Mid-career.
And not only just wrestling, and obviously, I hope you guys don't take this the wrong way, he's been like a boring wrestler.
Yeah.
Right? And we love grappling.
He's got like the Dagestani playbook down.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know where he got it, but that's just what it is. So all of a sudden, he's a wrestler, I guess. Last time out, he lost to Joel Alvarez via sub. I don't know what to make of Mark Jacasey anymore. He's not necessarily old. He's 30 years old, but he's 7-7 in the UFC. Like, how much better is he going to be getting at this point? He is on a 2-fight losing streak. The best win of his career was against maybe Lando Venata. Not like the best. He hasn't beaten really that many good guys, and the good guys he's fought, he's lost to pretty decisively. I don't know. I get the feeling we're starting off with an upset here. The Brazilian crowd try to get him lit. I'm going with the upset. I'm taking the newcomer Caio Fernandes. I think a first-round finish.
Interesting.
I think the longer this fight goes, the more it favors Marc Diakiese, the veteran here.
Yeah,
obviously,
100%.
Yeah, he's been in the octagon. So I think Caio Fernandes is going to need a first or second-round finish. I am going with the first-round finish here. I also just want to throw this in. Marc Diakiese has on a couple occasions said that his life story is like absolutely nuts, and that one day he's going to tell this story and it's going to like be mind-blowing to people. He wants to do it on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, shit.
And Joe Rogan was like, well, we're going to do it one day, but it's like, it's been a long damn time, so like, I'm waiting to hear that.
I mean, he should probably string together a couple wins, and then Joe Rogan probably be more likely to throw him on there.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with with your entire breakdown.
Yeah.
For me, the biggest difference and why I'm actually gonna go with Marc Diakiese is the cardio.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Caio Fernandes. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. He has obviously a lot of quick finishes, great finishing ability. But for me, if he doesn't get the finish in the first round, he's not going to win this fight.
Yeah.
And if he's going to get the finish, it's going to be on the feet.
I understand, yeah.
Yeah. And then as far as Marc Diakiese, I mean, maybe that's why he decided to switch up his style, right? He's 7-7. So maybe it was just like, man, I'm 30 years old. Might as well try like wrestling dudes and see if I can do it that way.
Facts.
Yeah, for me, the cardio looks really bad on Fernandes. So, unless he's like majorly improved on it, which...
So really quickly, it didn't look good in the LFA fight, right? In the LFA decision. Before that, the only other time... Or I'm sorry, he's had 2 decision wins.
Yeah.
Right? Those were in shoot, though. I'm not going to pretend like I watched those fights. I didn't.
Yeah.
But... For what it's worth, he does have some decision wins.
He does.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's really impacted after the first round.
Gotcha.
And really stunted. So, I don't know. For me, I absolutely could see him getting the win, and I think it would have to be by knockout in the first round. If it goes beyond that, and if Diakiese is able to work in the wrestling, I mean, he's definitely going to be gassed out. So,
right.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that clear cut. What are the odds on this one?
Minus 150 for Marc Diakiese, plus 25 on the return.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's a close fight.
Yeah, and I agree.
Understand
that makes sense. Yeah. I would say. I actually thought Diakiese was going to be like an underdog for some reason, but.
So for what it's worth, we disagree on the first fight.
Yeah, that's right. Moving on to the next one, and boy, let me tell you, is this a banger? We've got one of my personal favorite fighters, Montserrat Conejo Ruiz. All 5 feet of her. She has a 61-inch reach. She's in theory, a great grappler, a great wrestler.
National
She's
champion.
a 7-time national champ.
Sorry, 7.
7-time
That's
national
a lot
champ.
of times.
But she has not looked good in the UFC. Granted, her last 2 fights were versus Jacqueline Amorim, who is a pretty solid prospect, and versus Amanda Lemos, who obviously just fought for a title.
And we didn't really get much in the Lemos fight.
No,
it was quick.
No, I mean, she got knocked the out quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then her only win is against Cheyenne Bays Velismas,
which I liked seeing.
Oh, I like seeing that.
That was some
too.
like good karma.
I can't stand her.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, come on.
You shouldn't, as like a human being, as a man.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with that.
Oh my God.
That's not for me,
dude. You got so cut so hard. Fuck. Man.
Man, they cut him. Shout out JP Bays, bro. He got cut. I mean, we knew it was coming, but
yeah, I said that before the last fight.
What a hand this guy's been dealt.
Man, I mean, he is, I hope he's all right. I hope he just keeps on keeping on.
There it is.
For what it's worth, Ruiz is a recent mom. I feel like I'm not talking shit about, we all come from moms.
Shout out moms.
Shout out moms. But I feel like that impacts a female fighter's career negatively.
Yeah.
Like,
physically,
yes, physically, exactly. Smart enough. The baby's just like, fuck, just being a piece of shit.
Just be a good mom.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty straightforward for me, man. This is a mismatch, in my opinion. I haven't seen a ton of film on Eduardo Mora. The little bit of film that I was able to find, she looks certainly better on the feet. She's probably the better grappler too. I mean, Amorim was out grappling Ruiz pretty handily on the ground.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this chick looks pretty decent. Passes the eye test to me. I think she's better everywhere. And is more of a finisher too. Conejo Ruiz is definitely not gonna get any type of finish or even be looking to. She looked good on the Contender Series. She's much bigger, 6-inch reach advantage. I think she'll get the sub at some point.
Fair. I want to throw in a couple things with Montserrat Ruiz. Her first fight in the UFC was against Cheyenne, right? And that was the fight where like she just kept taking her down with the headlock.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, this girl's debut, and she has like this special move, and she looked like dominant. It looked like she was something serious.
But an experienced fighter is not going to be taken down by a
right.
headlock.
And then yeah, that's what we've like.
Or
that's
a good
what we've
fighter,
noticed,
I
right?
should say. Yeah.
Like
that's like the most basic takedown.
I don't get it. It's like you're a 7-time national champion. Like shoot a double leg.
Yeah.
Where's a single leg at? Anyways, yeah, I don't think she's all that. As far as Mora's concerned, yes, film's kind of hard to find on her. You have the Dancing with the Stars thing, and then it's just like YouTube highlights and like whatever. She looked pretty good on the Contender Series. She aggressive grappler. She pushes for it. Like she's ready to go. She swings wild as hell. Mm-hmm. She's a fun fighter to watch. I don't think this fight is going to be technical at all. I have to assume.
Certainly not.
Right.
I mean, no way. I don't think so.
Right. You have to assume with these two, this fight is going to go to the ground at some point. Yep. And I do agree with you. I think Mora's the more dangerous fighter on the ground. I agree with you. I think she's going to find the back and find a RNC.
Yeah, I was thinking RNC too.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next fight, and I think it's the second and last women's fight
correct
on the card. Yep. This one is also at 115. It's Angie Overhill Kill versus Denise Gomes.
You said Angie Overhill Kill.
Overhill Kill.
Now, if she's over the hill, that's how you feel, right?
No.
Freudian slip, or what are we doing here?
Honestly, I love Angela.
Who doesn't?
Like,
who doesn't?
I didn't like her, like, years ago for whatever reason. I don't know. I just didn't. She just bothered me for some reason. And she's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like you gotta love Angela.
She's great,
right?
and she gives everybody a tough fight.
She's a G, man. She's a veteran. She's been in every kind of fight imaginable, right? Like she's seen it all. Everyone loves Angie Overkill. She's well rounded. She's got everything down. Like
Overhill Kill is crazy.
Kill is, shout out Will Kill. R.I.P.
No.
R.I.P. him.
Don't bring that energy.
All right, so. The thing with Angela Hill is she's very well-rounded. She's got everything down like pretty well, but she doesn't have anything like over the top, right? She's not like a phenomenal striker. She's not a phenomenal grappler. Yep. She's got a dog. Like that's her best quality. She's got that dog in her.
I'm very curious to see who you're going to pick here, by the way.
Yeah. Last time out, she lost to Mackenzie Dern, which was a main event, which is a tragedy that we're getting those kind of main events these days. It was a good fight.
She was beating her ass.
Yeah, it was a good fight. I was very drunk watching that at a house party on my cell phone.
Oh, God.
So it was one of those.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, she beats the girls that aren't elite. Impressive win over Lupi Godinez recently. There's not much bad to say about her. The only downfalls to me, or the over-the-hill parts of her game to me, are her power is not that good, and she's obviously getting old.
She has, like, no power.
Yeah, and she's getting old. Then we have Denise Gomes. She has a lot of power.
Yep.
Well, she, of course, came to us off of Dancing with the Stars. She lost her first fight to Davies' girl, Loma Lukbunmi.
Is that Davies' girl?
That's Davies' girl. Shout out.
I like Loma too, honestly.
There we go. So you and Davies' girl. Me too. Our girl, Loma Lukbunmi.
Wow.
Hey,
who would have thunk?
There it is. So our girl. Shout out.
You never know. You never know who's gonna sneak in there.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Because that was like a low key one for both of us.
Yeah.
And then you come out with it, and it's like, damn.
I like Loma, and then after that, she beat another yo girl in Bruna, Brazil.
That is not a yo girl. That is not a my girl.
My mistake. And then last time at 290, which we were at, she beat Yasmin Yaragui, which was insane.
Yeah.
She silenced the entire arena.
Yep.
It was a super pro Mexican crowd.
Dude, she knocked her ass.
Violent and quick, and as an underdog.
And I'm pretty sure I picked Yasmin on that one.
I think we both did.
Yeah,
I think we both did.
I thought she was like
the next
prospect.
Yeah, she was the next big thing. I mean, and to be fair, she might still be. It was a 20-second knockout,
I don't
right?
think so, dude.
Like,
that's enough for me to... She also is a recent mom, too, so...
That's fair. But anyway, she's a striker, good power. She's also a dog. She's willing to get brawly as hell. She's got pretty good ground game. She is dangerous. At the end of the day, I'm going to have to pick Denise Gomes here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go by decision, though.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to finish Angela Hill. She is very tough to finish. When she loses, it is by decision. I think very highly of Denise Gomes. I'm not sure how good she will be.
Yeah.
I don't know what...
You never know with the women's divisions.
Exactly. I don't know what the ceiling is, but I think with a win here, we're going to learn a little bit about her. I think this will be a very close decision, though. I'll say that. 15-year age gap, by the way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pretty wild.
Damn, Denise Gomes only 5'2", huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tough one, man.
It is tough.
This is maybe the toughest one to call on the card. Denise Gomes, man, like you said, a lot of power, legitimately hits like a dude. But Angie is, I mean, she's the definition of a savvy veteran. And she, like you said, she's been in every kind of fight. She will brawl with you. She just doesn't have a lot of power. So I think, I mean, the power difference is going to be pretty damn sizable here.
Yeah.
So for me, that's really the biggest concern. But yeah, I mean, Angie doesn't get finished really, man. She's super tough to finish. This is a big step up. Don't get it twisted for Denise Gomes. I mean, you know, she's, let's be real. This is a perfect kind of measuring stick for an up and coming female fighter.
Agreed.
I mean, it's a big fight. So yeah, I agree with you, man. I think it's gonna be by decision. And yeah, I literally have that written down. Either way, I do think most likely outcome is a close decision. We'll see what Denise Gomes' cardio is in this one. I think that's something I do want to see.
It is going to be interesting.
And her ground game. I bet it will end up on the ground at some point.
Because against Loma, she didn't look that great in the decision. She looked fine she looked pretty good on the Contender Series,
I for some reason, I feel like the cardio is maybe not amazing, but we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah, we agree on that one. I got Denise Gomes by decision.
Yeah.
1 second, I lost my place.
That's okay.
Player. All right, next fight, and this is a fucking banger, man.
It's fun.
Vitor Petrino taking on Modestas Bukauskas at 205. Vitor Petrino is just a tank of a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude is just jacked.
He's the one you think is on gear, like is on gear.
Oh, come on, dude. Yeah, he is so jacked. I could you can attain that body naturally, but you got really good genetics. You know,
right?
Dude is chiseled. 205 pounds. That's a big man. I mean. My thing with him is I feel like he fights sloppy. He gets sloppy a lot.
Yeah, he does. He
gets real sloppy, and he's very hittable at times. And I feel like he's just not like the smartest fighter. Mm-hmm. I feel like he just makes weird decisions sometimes. So it's like you're like rocking this dude, and now you're gonna go try to grapple. Like I think was that against Turkali that I saw that. I saw it a couple times I think on his tape.
Turkali. The fight we were at was like him and Praknio was pretty close. You know,
that actually was in that fight too. Yeah. So I swear to God, in both fights, it's like he has them rocked. They're stumbling, and this guy goes for a takedown. Like, what are you doing? Finish him at that point. You clearly have the power for it. So I don't know. Modestas Bukauskas, man, I always cringe when I think about him. You know, like just the damn Khalil Roundtree kick, just devastating. Absolutely devastating.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
I just hate seeing it because I got bad knees too. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's just awful. So to me, Bukauskas is definitely the smarter fighter. He didn't look great in his last fight versus Pauga though.
Agreed.
I mean, and I'm sorry, I don't think Zach Pauga's like anything that impressive to me. So I was more impressed by him versus Tyson Pedro. He looked really good in that fight. He also did get rocked by Pauga in that fight. So Petrino is definitely going to have a lot more power. So my thing is, if he can keep his head off the center line, I mean...
He should be good.
He should be good, but Vitor Petrino's probably the better grappler too. So this is a tough one for me, man. This is a tough one. I think Petrino... And he's gotten a little bit lucky too, by the way, in some decisions and things like that. So... I think he gets lucky again with another one, man. In a close fight, I think he will be able to use the wrestling. I think that'll be just the slight difference maker there. I think it's going to be a pretty close one, but I'm going to go 29-28 decision.
Fair. So the way I see it, I'm like you nailed it. You nailed it. I agree with everything you said. I think Modestas Bukauskas is sharp enough to be able to pull off this upset.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And I want to see him win it, honestly.
I definitely don't think it's out of the realm of like possibility. I think it's very likely. I think the odds are pretty damn wide. Mm-hmm. And I'll say this, Modestas Bukauskas, to me, personally, like maybe it hasn't maybe it hasn't shown on film as much, but I think he has really improved in this second stint in the UFC. Right? He went to Cage Warriors, he won the belt there and whatnot. And I think he came back looking better after that injury. I feel like he's become a safer fighter.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more boring, a little more low output.
Definitely lower output.
Yeah, but
I do like his style a lot, though.
Me too. It looks good. The way he fights looks 100%. Good. I do agree, though. I think Vitor, while he's hittable, I think he probably survives this one.
And his cardio is like not as bad as you would expect for somebody that's that jacked. It's not amazing by any means, but I mean, he's pushed through, and like more than you would expect.
I agree. So
he has heart, if nothing else.
The thing I have written here is a late third-round TKO.
I could see it.
I was thinking late finish or maybe a decision, but if it is a decision, I could see it being like a very close one, maybe a split decision kind of thing.
Yep.
I'm going to trust the undefeated Brazilian in Brazil if it does go to decision.
I feel that.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you all the way on this one.
I would like to see Modestas win, though.
Same.
Same. I just feel bad for him, and he's a fun fighter. So, moving on to the 5th fight of the night, and this is an interesting one, too, I think. It's Daniel Marcos, undefeated, 15-0. He's taking on UFC debutant Victor Hugo.
The debutant. All right, Marcus, undefeated Peruvian fighter, good striker, decent power, good combos. Sometimes he likes to throw wild spinning shit. He has pretty good cardio. Last time out, he fought Dangerous Davy Grant.
Yep.
He was, I think he was gifted.
I think so
a split
too.
decision. It was very sus. A very sus decision. For an undefeated guy, I think he's also 30 years old, something like that. For an undefeated guy, he doesn't really off the top of my head, all the undefeated guys, right, that are in the UFC right now. It's like, man, he just kind of looks like the worst of them. I don't think there's too much. Yeah, I don't think there's too much to this guy, but he is pretty good for what it's worth.
I'm not a huge fan of his style.
I agree, but I'm just saying, obviously to get to 15-0 to win a couple fights in the UFC, it's impressive.
Yeah.
But to me, he's not all that personally. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, but he is taking on Victor Hugo. Super short notice fight for him here. He does have good power. He throws bombs. He gets brawly as hell sometimes. Good grappler. We just saw him on the Contender Series 3-4 weeks ago. Yep. He was one of the last episodes of this season, and they're tossing him up. They're tossing him in here pretty quickly. To me, I think this is a toss-up fight. To be honest with you, I am gonna have to stick with the undefeated fighter here. I just think. I think he has more to lose. He's been here. He's a little more experienced.
It is in Brazil.
It is in Brazil, and he is fighting in enemy territory. And obviously, you would project that most of the Brazilians are going to win on a Brazilian card. However, I just think that he can survive this one and probably pull out a decision. That's my pick here. To look at their last 2 fights, and Hugo was impressive, and Marcos was not. For Marcos to be a -250 is a little wild to me, especially on the road.
I agree.
So, but I guess the short notice thing might be coming into play. There's multiple worlds where Hugo wins this fight.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be surprised any way this fight goes, but I am going to stick with Marcos.
Yeah, I feel you. I am going to go the other way on this one. I'm going to go with Hugo. I mean, I don't know what it is about Daniel Marcos that I don't love as a fighter. He's
same exact thing. I wish you didn't have to try to explain it, because I get where you're coming from.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I get where you're coming from.
I seriously don't really know. He's got good knees. He's got good movement. I don't know what it is. It's not he doesn't have a punchable face or something. He doesn't look like a guy that bothers me.
I don't love it. Just saying that.
I just glance over, see him on your screen, just sad as hell.
Right.
I mean, sure, you don't gotta love it, but yeah, I guess I can't really pinpoint what it is. I don't know. He doesn't really go for it, maybe? I don't know what it is. He fights super safe.
That's smart, though, right? I mean, half of his wins are by knockout,
but he
half
fights
are by decision.
A guy who's... Yeah, but he kind of fights like a guy who's undefeated, and doesn't want to lose the O.
I get that.
So, it's kind of like when you get a belt and then you start Adesanyaing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Victor Hugo's good, man. I really like his style, too. He's got, obviously, really good submissions, loves attacking the legs. He hasn't lost since 2014.
Yeah.
My only question is, he's 30 years old as well, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's 30 years old, about to be 31. He's 24-4.
Yeah.
Hasn't lost since 2014. Why the hell hasn't he been in the UFC?
I don't know. And you look at the records of the guys. I don't know these people, but they're not cans. You know what I'm saying?
No, if you look at Daniel Marcos' record, his are way worse.
Yeah.
As far as the record goes.
Right.
So.
And you got to figure he's probably fighting guys in Peru as opposed to guys in Brazil, which the regional scenes in Peru and Brazil, you can't compare.
Certainly not.
So.
Yeah, absolutely not. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the submission. I think he does get his first, Daniel Marcos gets his first loss here. Mm-hmm. And I do think it will be by some type of leg lock. So
cool.
I actually think Hugo could be better everywhere, though. I will say that.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, the odds are weird on this to me. I think it should at least be even, personally. But I will. This is like my favorite fight to bet on. I think, on this card.
See, I'm not betting on it, but if I were, I would definitely go the underdog side.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easily, no question, especially at those odds. So, moving on to the next fight, and there's hella fights on this card.
A lot, yeah.
It's Elizeu Zaleski, one of the famous Brazilian Polacks, I guess, that just you catch every now and then. He's obviously taking on Rinat Fakhretdinov, and this is taking place at 170. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, so Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos, he's 24-7. He's 10-3 in the UFC. Very damn impressive record.
Yeah, really good.
He's coming off of 2 straight wins. One of them was against Abu Bakr.
He was hurt, right?
Who? Dos Santos?
He had
Zaleski?
a bad injury, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was out for a hot minute.
While, yeah.
He was out for a hot minute.
Yeah.
As he's come back, though, 2 wins, one over Abu Bakr, Magomedov.
Yep.
Last time out, that was a split decision. And
that guy's ugly.
Hey, he's not the best looking guy. And then before that, a unanimous decision against Benoit Saint-Denis, which at this point, that looks like a phenomenal win.
Yeah, I mean, it's still not great how it happened.
Right.
He just got immediately dismantled, basically.
Right. But regardless.
But yeah, now we know who Benoit Saint-Denis is, and that was a hype train that I was on from the beginning.
Yeah, great.
I actually hated myself. I picked against him that fight, and I just
felt bad.
I'm a scumbag for doing that.
Either way,
where's my honor?
Zaleski is good, dude. A good striker. He's got like a capoeira style, which is super fun
really
to
good.
watch.
He's a crazy. I wish he was younger, man.
Dude, that's literally like I have that written verbatim.
Really? Was he like 35? 34, 35?
Something like that.
And he was out for 2 years in this prime. Dude.
I kind of wish both of these guys were younger, to be honest with you. But anyways, like I said, capoeira guy, real good power, athletic as hell, good cardio. Good on the ground. Like, very, very underrated UFC fighter.
Yeah.
He's fighting Rinat Fakhretdinov.
He's well-rounded.
Very well-rounded. So he's fighting Rinat...
strong. He looks like
strong
as hell, yeah.
I'm telling you, 10-3 in the UFC is not a joke. I don't care who they're giving you, if they're giving you the Sean O'Malley route or they're doing whatever they're doing to take care of you. I mean, 10-3 is 10-3 in the UFC.
100%.
That's impressive.
Very impressive.
He's fighting Rinat Fakhretdinov, 22-2 on his career, 3-0 in the UFC. Wins in the UFC over Andreas Michailidis, Brian Pooh Bear battle, and last time he guillotined Kevin Lee violently.
Dude,
that was
why did they even make that fight?
Yeah, that matchmaking made
that
zero.
Was an insane,
especially after seeing the battle fight. It's like,
that was an insane fight to make.
Yeah, bring Kevin Lee back and let's let him fight this guy.
Bring him back, dude. Kevin
Lee, who's like
bring him back. Who he got his ass whooped by Diego Sanchez.
Kevin Lee's a 55er.
Yeah.
Fighting up at 70 against a gigantic guy that's too big for 70.
With a neck beard.
And
an OV at the end.
There it is. So he's an aggressive grappler, as the OV would tell you. He wants to wrestle. He throws huge power, and he does that to get the takedown. He's very big for this weight class, as I mentioned. To me, I think he would be a very, very real threat in this division if he was a couple years younger. He is 32. I think if we had got him in the UFC at 27, 28, we'd be looking at a guy in that top 5 range, to be honest with you. Look,
I still think he's got a chance to do it.
I think he's got.
I don't think 32 is like that old.
No,
he's in his prime.
I agree with you.
But I get it. You can't fight 10 times in a year.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, they're going to push him a little faster because of the age and stuff, and he is an entertaining fighter. He's a finisher.
Man,
for
he
the
beat
most
the shit
part.
Out of Brian Battle.
Yeah, he beat Brian, and again, that win has aged very well because Brian Battle looks good.
Yeah, I'm not like.
I agree.
He's good. He's really good.
Yeah.
But I'm not like sold on Brian Battle being like a
I get
top
what you're
15 guy.
I think Brian Battle is going to be a guy that will like touch the rankings, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
he'll play around.
That's exactly
over there.
what I was going to say too.
So, anyways, I think Zaleski is a very good fighter, as has probably been made clear. But he is 36. I have to take the younger fighter, and Rinat Fakhretdinov here. I think he wins this one pretty easily, to be honest with you, which is going to be very impressive if he does that. I think he will get a TKO finish, and if he doesn't, he's just going to wrestle fudge and get a dominant decision win here.
Yeah.
To your point, and I do have that written here, I think it's going to take someone in the rankings or a really good guy just outside of the rankings to beat Rinat Fakhretdinov at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, the guy can fight.
Who do you think is a good? Do you think he gets a ranked opponent after this?
No, maybe one more.
One more, I think, too. Yep. And what would that look like? Who do you think? Like,
man, I'd have to look at the. Let's see.
At 170?
Yeah.
I don't know who's at the end of the rankings off the top of my head either.
Let me check it out. But do your thing. Break it down. I'll find this.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I mean, you broke it down. You know, Zaleski's always dangerous. He could certainly just throw some crazy spinning shit and catch Rinat and knock him out. I mean, that's always a possibility. I mean, we've seen more insane things like Francis Ngannou basically putting a whooping on Tyson Fury for like 7 or 8 rounds, which is absolutely insane. I'm still reeling from that. Like, I'm just choked off that. And I love Tyson Fury, but man, Francis Ngannou, what a special human being, honestly. Like, unbelievable.
Agreed.
And the disrespect, did you see they ranked him like 700th or something?
So Rinat Fakhretdinov is ranked. They have him at 15 now in the UFC rankings. Oh, shit,
okay.
But he is fighting outside of the rankings.
That's right.
I didn't know that. I had no idea he was ranked yet.
Yeah.
They must have taken somebody out of the welterweight rankings. Oh, they took Hamzat out.
Duh.
So he moved up to 15.
That makes complete sense.
They're like, let's remove Hamzat and put in this guy.
I think, I think he handily beats a lot of these guys at the bottom of the
I agree.
top 15.
I was going to say Randy Brown, but at this point, he's out of the rankings. And if he wins, we're probably going to want to fight up.
If he wins this, there's no sense in him fighting down again.
I'll tell you this.
And especially, we just talked about, he's 32 years old. Why would they do that?
Right. But so that doesn't make sense. So if he is going to fight guys that are in the rankings or ahead of him, you would assume with a win he's going to climb over Mike Chiesa and maybe Neil Magny.
Probably. I mean, yeah. I mean, again,
I don't
want to push this guy. We know what Neil Magny.
Neil Magny. Those are 2 fights, by the way.
That's fire.
Those are 2 matchups that I think are terrible. Chiesa and Magny. Like, I think...
Terrible in what sense?
For them. I think Fakhretdinov destroys them.
I think those are the 2 guys at the bottom of this list immediately.
Right.
Immediately, like...
Kevin Holland matchup...
You can rank them ahead of them now. Like,
yeah.
You don't even have to get their ass.
That's what I'm saying. Kevin Holland matchup is interesting.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting. Clash of styles, right? Jack Della would...
Man, I would love to see Kevin... I would more like to see Kevin Holland for some reason.
Yeah, I think that's a fun fight.
That's a fun fight, man. Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Ian Machado, Gary...
Man, I was having a conversation earlier today
about
Ian. Man, I am sick of Ian Gary.
Yeah.
I'm just sick of him, but that's another story
Why is that? Tell me.
Another story for another day.
Okay. Is it because the Leon comments?
I mean, that's part of it, and then just like all the shit. Like just all the shit he's been doing.
Like cucking himself?
The Neil Magny thing. Like the Jeff Neal t-shirt, and then the Neil Magny drama.
He's really forcing it.
And then he's talking about...
He's trying really hard, and it's cringe.
And he's talking about Colby.
Yeah.
And then he's going and working out with Leon, and like, oh, I got kicked out of their gym. And it's like, all that, it really bothers me.
Who asked, bro? Like,
right. Legit. And it's like, you're fighting your teammate in Vicente Luque next. I feel like, to me, that just shows, like, you know, like,
that's
selfishness and, like, just griminess. Like, you're fighting a veteran. They're clearly pushing you to, like, try to get you there. And
also, like, I feel like there were other fights there.
100%.
He didn't have to, like, fight his teammate.
100%.
I'm not saying, and I don't like, what's his name is doing? Aljo and Marab, I don't love that at all.
Right.
But I think
but that's a different thing. That's like best friends as opposed to like, oh, we go to the same gym.
And I think there's a middle ground somewhere though.
That's what I'm saying.
If we have to fight each other, we'll fight each other. But I think there were certainly other fights to be made as well.
Like they could have made the Jeff Neal fight. They could have made a Sean Brady fight. I know he just got booked for a fight, but like
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, didn't he call him out?
That's what I'm saying. But he's sitting there calling out like the 45-year-old guy, like just trying to like climb up the rankings. Like everything you do is like
call out Shavkat.
That's what I'm saying, right?
I'd love to see that.
Call out Shavkat, right?
Yeah.
You want to fight your friends, fight Gilbert Burns.
Yep.
Don't you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to fight those people,
I would love to see Gilbert Burns put hands on him.
And then it's just like, and then on top of it, I'm sorry that we're getting into this whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, you know how like the whole thing with his wife and like you were making the cuck jokes and the last name and the Machado part. You want to know, his wife's ex-husband is his nutritionist. I don't know how she finagled that. It's like, oh, you want your ex-man giving me food, like telling me what to eat, and then you want me to take your last name. Like, I'm sorry, to me, that's just out of bounds.
Like, is it her last name or is it?
I think it's hers. That would be obnoxious. That'd be some obnoxious shit.
Because he said he did it so the kids, so they all have the same last name.
I don't care, bro.
If the kids have the dad's last name, did he take this dude's... take his nutritionist's last name?
If that's the case, I'm out. Like, I'm fully out. I loved Ian Gary.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he's very talented.
In Cage Warrior days.
Yeah.
Loved him in Cage Warrior days. Enjoyed him in the UFC.
Once he heard about Conor McGregor...
This whole thing, dude, just like...
He's misappropriating it. So.
Last fight really turned me off. Let's get back into this.
Yes.
This guy's the type to, like, start talking shit about us.
Who?
Ian Gary. That's all I'm saying. It's just like, no, these guys. And just, like, acting all upset, and then maybe his wife, like, gives him a lecture.
I'm down. I hope he does. I hope he shuts us out. That'd be fire. Yeah. Anyway, getting back to these guys... I think we pretty much broke down Rinat Fakhretdinov at this point. There's not really much else I can say. We really went into it. So, yeah, I think he's going to be able to mix in the wrestling, and I think that's going to be the difference. I'm leaning either ground and pound decision or decision.
Yeah.
I think yeah, I mean, if he can keep it on the feet, he can certainly make it a full fight, but yeah, I think I'm going to go by second round TKO.
Makes sense.
Moving on to the next fight, and that is... I got hella tabs open, my boy.
Yeah.
It is Elves Brener.
Shout out. Our boy Elvis Brener.
Absolutely. Dude.
Let's go.
That was adorable, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dino posted a picture with him and Elves Brener in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Vegas. And then he actually commented, and he was just like hyped. So
let's get it.
Check the Instagram out.
By the way, that was like the week or 2 weeks after he fought Guram.
Yeah.
So he had like the violent cut in that fight, right here. And his eye was like cut up.
Violent, dude.
What a great fight. But anyways,
that was a great fight, and what heart this man showed. But yeah, tell me, what do you think about this one? He's obviously taking on. He's taking on late replacement, another
Brazilian guy with a funky name.
Brazilian guy with a Polish name. What's going on here? With like it's Kenan Kruszewski. Kruszewski, not spelled like how a Polish person would spell it, though. It's just... But anyway, what do you think about this one? Yeah,
so you want the truth. Elvis Brener is my boy. He's our boy.
Absolutely.
And Kenan Kruszewski is a y'all's boy. I don't like him.
Yeah.
He's a good fighter. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
He just rubbed me the wrong way on the Contender Series.
What, with the screaming and shit?
On Dancing with the Stars, I didn't like him.
He was like, ah!
I don't know. It was
you
just...
didn't like that?
I didn't like any of it.
Yeah,
I didn't like any of it.
He looked stiff as hell.
Yeah, I didn't like him. Yeah. And like, there was...
yeah,
I was like,
feel you.
Here's the thing. This was a forgettable season of Dancing with the Stars, of Dana White's Contender
really
Series.
Was.
For y'all that don't know.
Yep.
But it was a very dry season compared to the last two, to be honest. And not many people stuck out. He stuck out in a negative way to me.
I agree.
I just didn't like him. Not that he's not a good fighter.
And he's 32.
Something about it.
Right?
Something. Who cares? Look, I understand he can win this fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not picking against my boy. After that war with Guram Kutateledze,
he's 32, yeah.
That we know Guram's a dog.
Yep.
I gotta take Elvis Brener.
How can you not?
Yeah.
How can you not? Like, if you doubted him before, like, just, dude, not only... First of all, he had the Ric Flair thing going on, where he had, like, white hair, basically, and just blood...
What do they call in wrestling? When like...
Oh, the...
like a red mask or something like that?
Yeah. But, you know when Ric Flair bled violently with his bleach blonde-ass hair.
Fire.
So he had that going on. That was just badass. And it was a terrible spot for a cut, too. Literally in the top of his forehead, like at the crown of his head, just leaking into his eyes. Incredible heart. My only thing is, like, he did get dropped a couple times in that fight. So, like, is the chin bad? You know? I would have loved to see the Esteban Ribovics fight. I'll tell you that.
It would have. Like that's another my boy. I love Esteban Ribovics.
I like him a lot too.
Yeah,
he got some clean boxing, man.
Yeah.
And he's got heart too. So I would have really liked to see that fight. I'm almost glad that it's not happening because I do really like both these guys as legit potential prospects. We'll find out, right? I'm kind of glad it's not happening because I don't want one of their hype trains to, obviously, what's the best outcome then? They put on a war and like a close decision, So, but what are the odds of that? So, for what it's worth, did you have Brener winning that if it was Ribovics?
Yeah, but like 50-50.
Yeah.
But like 50-50.
I could see him getting knocked out too, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. That fight could have went that way. 100%.
Yep. Yeah, now versus Kenan, I mean, yeah, this guy, he's got a lot of finishes. He pulls guard a lot to like get a finish. He loves pulling guard for a guillotine. But with the way he stands, like he's very upright and kind of stiff. I don't know. I don't love his style. To me, like in terms of style, he looks more like a boxer. You know, but he does have a lot of subs on his record. So he had a decent win on the Contender Series. Like I said, like the thing that stuck out most to me is that all he really had are the 1-2.
Yeah.
And very stiff. It looked like there was some power on it. Like they were, a little nasty, but yeah, looked not particularly fast and just real stiff to me. So yeah, what else is there to say? I can't pick against Brener. I mean, yeah, it's got to be him. Are you going by? You said going by finish?
Yeah, I'm going 3rd round finish. I think Krzyzewski on no camp will probably get tired.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
you're probably right. I am gonna go by decision, but we'll see what's good.
Let's go.
Moving on to the next fight, it is Ismael Bonfim taking on, and this is just terrible, weird, bizarre matchmaking.
Yeah.
Obviously, they just want to get this guy a violent win under his record. Mm-hmm. Ismael Bonfim versus Vinc Pichel.
Vince from Hell Pichel.
Yeah.
Phenomenal nickname.
Amazing.
Phenomenal nickname.
And the look fits.
Yeah.
He's got like the stash really works for him. He looks a lot better with the stash.
It's like the devil, right? Isn't that like I would assume that's like the It's like the joke.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Yeah, he looks like an old timey guy for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, this is just like violent matchmaking to me. Ismael Bonfim can finish this fight in any which way that he wants, I believe. Vinc Pichel is literally 40 years old at this point.
41 soon.
41 soon. Yeah, literally in by the time the fight's in 2 weeks, he'll turn 41.
Yeah.
And it's not like he has looked like unbelievable before. So now also coming off, I think like an 18-month layoff, not good. Not good. Ismael Bonfim, I mean, Benoit Saint Denis, right? He's that dude. What else is there to say? So he got demolished by him. And it's at the end of the day, to me, it's still just weird matchmaking. There's no way. I don't see a possible way for Vinc Pichel to win this. Obviously, we've seen crazy things. This is not one of those. It's a 41-year-old man versus a guy, 15 years younger than him. Good power, good wrestling. He's not quite as good as his brother, but really good still. So I think we kind of forgot that after Benoit Saint Denis beat his ass, or a lot of people did, based on some of the comments that I was seeing. But yeah, I think he gets a first-round finish. Either which way he wants, sub or knockout.
Yeah, I mean, you said it all. I agree wholeheartedly with you. The only thing I want to add, the Benoit Saint Denis loss, right? First of all, I was happy to see it just because I like Benoit Saint Denis.
Yep.
And I was happy for like Terrence McKinney. I wanted that lick back. Like I just wanted that lick back.
That was that was a knockout of the year last year.
It was this year.
Oh, that was this year.
It was early this year.
Oh, I thought because I was looking at our mid-year review. The other day.
A little foreshadowing. That's coming up too. We got to figure out our awards like real soon.
Oh shit, yeah.
We got to do that by the end of this year. But yeah, Bonfim, man. Let's not pretend like he's washed up. Let's not pretend like he was exposed. He lost to Benoit Saint Denis, who is very, very good. And before that, he hadn't lost in 9 years.
Yeah.
So he's gonna win this fight. A big point to this card.
And he's fun.
Good comp.
Pretty good comp, yeah.
A big point on this card, Dino, is getting the Bonfims a win. They want to push them.
Oh, no question.
And yeah, he's going to dominate and he's going to get the finish. So
his brother has a much tougher matchup, in my opinion.
I don't know what's going on, dude. I've got 10 Instagram notifications. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
What is happening?
But regardless. Yeah,
we didn't post a dick pic or something on accident.
No, that'd be fire.
Just double check that real quick. Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say here? You know, I mean, he's gonna get his ass whooped. It's unfortunate. At least he'll make some money for it. So, moving on to the next fight of the night. It's at 185, and it's Rodolfo Vieira taking on Armen Petrosyan. What do you think about this one?
All right, let's start with Rodolfo Vieira. He's super athletic. He is legitimately one of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners we've ever seen in the MMA world and in the UFC's specifically.
Yep.
He's unreal. He's not one of those jiu-jitsu guys that doesn't have takedowns. He's got pretty good takedown offense. Like I said, multiple-time world jiu-jitsu champion. On the feet, he's okay. He's not that bad defensively. He's pretty bad.
He seems to have gotten better at the offensive aspect of it, at least. Yeah,
exactly. Defensively, he's kind of bad, but he throws some real power, some real heat. He's impressive for somebody that comes with those decades of jiu-jitsu. Started getting into striking late in life, but he looks pretty good. The cardio is a bit of a question mark for him. On the other side, we have Armen Petrosyan. He's a pro kickboxer, as we know, high-level striker. Last time out, he beat CLD Christian Leroy Duncan.
Yep.
That was very interesting. It was a nice win for him. Petrosyan, on the grappling side of things, he has decent scrambles, but an okay takedown offense when he needs to, but let's not get it twisted. This is like a very obvious striker versus grappler. It's one of the most obvious ones you're ever going to get,
classic,
right?
Yep.
So they're both okay in the other fighter's specialty.
Right.
I think if we were fighting in just those specialties, it's a blowout either way.
100%.
If this was just kickboxing, Petrosyan's smoking him. If this was just grappling, Petrosyan's getting smoked here by Vieira. So to me, it's who's going to be able to, keep the fight where they want it. It starts on the feet. Can we get it to the ground? I think we can. I'm taking Vieira here. I know that might seem a little wild.
I don't think it's that wild.
If I'm taking him by early sub. You have to assume he's going to get a takedown and a quick finish.
Yeah, I just don't see that happening, man. I think Armen Petrosyan is too tough, and he actually has some pretty good takedown defense.
Mm-hmm.
So Rodolfo is a strong dude, man.
Yeah.
So I think it's very likely that this fight does end up on the ground. I'm gonna say he's gonna be less than 50% of his takedown attempts, though. So I think he's gonna have trouble getting them down. On the feet, Petrosyan, I think, is going to have, like you said, a very clear advantage. He's got very fast kicks, loves kicking the body, kicking the legs. He beats the shit out of people's legs.
Yep.
He's really good at a distance, too. So, how good is Rodolfo as far as his offensive takedowns, right?
Pretty good, but yeah.
Pretty good, but I want to see against somebody with decent takedown defense, and you have to be aware of the striking at distance when you're coming in, too.
Yeah.
A great counter puncher as well, a great counter striker. And the kicks are lightning fast, man. We've seen him knock people out with head kicks. I really like him. I wish he strung together a few more wins. I wish he was because I think he has the talent to be towards the top of this weight class. But we'll see. This is a big test for both of them.
I want to say this.
Yeah,
I can totally see Petrosyan winning this fight. My thing is, whoever loses this fight is gonna get their ass kicked. I don't think there's a way this fight ends close, right? Like, if it is going to be Vieira winning, it's going to be an immediate takedown or a bunch of takedowns.
Yeah.
And he's going to find that sub.
I don't think necessarily a bunch of takedowns. Do you think so?
I'm just saying, if it's one and he just holds him there, takes him, dominates him, gets the position, gets the sub, if he's able to get the takedown and this guy's able to get up, he's going to take him down again if he needs to. If he wins, that's how he's going to win. It's those two ways, right? And if Petrosyan wins, it's, no, you're not taking me down, and I'm picking your ass apart on the feet.
Yep.
I don't think there's a world in which we get like a back and forward, like a slugfest or a very close, like 1-1 going into the third, like who's going to pull it out. I just don't see it happening.
I could see it being 1-1 in terms of, let's say Vieira wins the grappling exchange.
Gets a takedown.
Gets two takedowns in the first round.
Yeah.
Wins the grappling. Yeah, control time, but doesn't do a ton of damage, doesn't beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Second round, Petrosyan is able to keep him off the ground and just land strikes at a distance. And then
I think there's too much power for that. I think there's too much power to be on both sides.
These are big boys, for sure. Rodolfo Vieira certainly could land a knockout, too. It's not out of the realm of possibility. He's got the power for it. But...
Yeah. We agree to disagree here.
Yeah.
But I don't think...
I'm definitely going with Armen. I'm not sure if I could see a decision. For some reason, I feel
maybe, but I think it'll be like one-sided traffic if that's the case.
Okay,
that's just my point. I can totally see Petrosyan winning, and Petrosyan's like a fringe my guy. I like him.
Yeah, I like him a lot too. He's a fringe my guy for me too.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think whoever wins will look great, and whoever loses is gonna look pretty damn bad.
Yeah. Whoever loses, it derails. This is like a big crossroads fight. I feel like for both these guys.
Absolutely.
So. Anyway, moving on to the next fight, and man, is this an our boy as well?
Yeah,
Caio for sure has to be. Caio Borralho versus Abus Magomedov. Interesting because he's German, right? And you're like, that's a lot of things mixed up, but good for him. This fight's also taking place at 185.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So, like you said, Caio Borralho, our boy.
Yeah.
We have a picture with him on Instagram as well.
We do.
He's a very nice guy, very fun.
Super fun guy.
Y'all should check that out at the107 MMA on Instagram. Also follow us and like the pictures and do shit like that, right? Like I just don't get it. But anyways, great matchmaking. I love the matchmaking on this fight.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense to me. So let's start with Caio Borralho. Good grappler, man. Good takedowns, good subs, great judo. On the feet, he's solid. He's not phenomenal in the striking.
Yeah, he's not bad though.
Yeah, but he is solid. My negative to Caio Borralho is he's never as dominant as you like want him to be in a fight, right?
Yeah.
It seems like, I mean, he gets the wins, he wins every fight, but it's almost like it's a struggle every time.
But I wasn't really sold on him in the beginning, honestly.
And that's fair.
So I think maybe that's why I view it a little differently, because I'm like, damn, he's better than I thought.
Fair. And maybe to me it's just like I wanted to see a little more in terms of like dominance, but like at this point it's like dude's undefeated in the UFC. Like, what more could you ask for?
Yeah.
But so if I have to nitpick, I'm going to nitpick with that. He's not out there just straight dominating people. That being said, he is 4-0 in the UFC. Before that, he's coming off of 2 straight wins on the Contender Series to get into the UFC. Mm-hmm. So 6 straight wins under the UFC Zuffa umbrella. Right. Really impressive. Only loss in his career was in his second pro fight. He lost the decision. And also he has a grappling loss to Jailton Almeida.
Yeah,
who's the main event of this card, and he didn't get subbed by Jailton Almeida.
Yep,
he lost in like overtime or whatever.
Is that insane? Jailton Almeida has fought both Caio and Derrick Lewis.
Yeah,
like after this weekend.
Very interesting. Caio Borralho is pretty damn legit, man. And shout out to his team, his gym, the Fighting Nerds. They're doing a lot of great things. They sent a lot of people to...
Those guys were all fun, honestly.
They're all fun. They sent a bunch of people to this season's version of Dancing with the Stars, Dana White's Contender Series.
Fala
Galera and Bon Dia and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
They've been doing that. But, like, yeah, good young fighters. Then we have Abus Magomedov. He's obviously a striker. You would assume with the last name Magomedov that he would be a grappler.
Do you think he drives or he takes Abus?
I like that.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, I didn't like it.
No, I hated it.
Yeah. But yeah, with the last name Magomedov, you assume he's a grappler. Not to say he can't grapple. He definitely can, but it's not his go-to thing. Very powerful striker, great kicks, long-bodied, good technique, good defensive ability on the feet. He does get hit sometimes, but he counters very well.
Yeah.
So I like that about him. His last time out, he lost to Sean Strickland.
Man, it's how he lost.
Right. He got really badly beat in that fight.
Like, gave up.
I mean, his motor ran out, right? So in the second round...
It was like, what? Is this dude tired?
That's what I'm saying. It didn't make sense.
Is he that tired?
7 minutes into a fight.
And it's literally, he was just that tired.
He was that tired 7 minutes into a fight. Got his ass beat by Sean Strickland. A lot of people saying he got exposed in that one. The cardio has become a big question mark, right?
Massive.
We have seen him in his
biggest question mark.
We have seen him in his career previously go the distance. We've seen him in the later rounds, but it's been like 5-6 years since he has gone to later rounds.
Yeah.
All of his fights have been first or early second round finishes. He fought Sean Strickland. He looked terrible. Late into the first round and early second.
Champ.
Sean Strickland's the champion. So how much of that is Sean Strickland's that damn good and he's on one right now? And how much of that is Abus Magomedov? Maybe he's just not ready for that level of competition yet.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just never would be.
Why did they throw him in so aggressively?
That's what I'm saying. So
Why did they throw him in so aggressively?
I remember he came in and he knocked out Dustin Stoltzfus in like 10 seconds.
Who the hell is Dustin Stoltzfus?
That's what I'm saying. But then,
no disrespect.
No, I agree. Dustin Stoltzfus not top of the food chain kind of guy. Bottom of the food chain guy. Maybe, and this sounds terrible,
is he
but
out of the UFC?
He is out of the UFC,
I
believe. But I think he was probably at that point amongst the worst guys in his weight class, right? Abus Magomedov came in, got a finish. It was like a dynamic head kick and like whatever it was.
Okay.
And I think the UFC's like, oh, Magomedov, this guy's scary.
Yeah.
Like, let's push him.
Sounds close enough.
Because what they did, because at the same time they pushed him, and then God, who was it? They gave somebody else.
Ikram Aliskerov.
They gave Ikram like a huge fight.
Yeah, it literally on the same card. I think it was those two guys.
That's what I'm saying. So
both fighting like top 5 guys. Like, why are they doing this?
So I don't know. Obviously, they were trying to make that push there, but regardless, I'm not going to say that fight took too much away from Abus Magomedov for me.
Dude is also German, Russian. He's going to bring in the
He's
Germans,
all the mean things.
The Russians, the Arabs.
Yeah, like so
he's going to bring in like half
this
the
guy
world.
brings us like a huge
If
market.
this guy wins, they're like 25-5-1. We can justify it. The
100%.
record can justify like the money this guy could bring in.
100%. So that's what they thought. Regardless, he fought Sean Strickland in his second UFC fight. That's not the way you should be doing things. In order to win this fight, I think Caio Borralho is going to have to survive an early storm because that's what Abus Magomedov brings, right?
Yeah,
we know that now.
How the hell did that happen? I'm still like, I'm not. How was that fight made? They're like, oh, here, fight this guy, and then they're like, top 5. Like,
yeah, Dustin Stoltzfus to Sean Strickland is bananas. That's like a bananas.
And then, okay, so he beat Dustin Stoltzfus in impressive fashion.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. And then they cut Dustin Stoltzfus, and then they're like, Sean Strickland.
I think they wanted to get him the title shot.
Yeah, I mean,
they wanted to get him the title shot. Like the UFC wanted this guy versus Izzy. They thought this was like the Pereira kind of like guy, just like a long body, big kickboxer.
Honestly. Yeah, I think they were just like,
and then of course the Magomedov name and the Abu Dhabi ties and the Arab world and like you said, the German side and the Russian thing. Like there's a lot of it. Anyways, I think Caio Borralho is going to have to survive the early storm, and I think if he does that, he survives the first round, maybe the early second, I think he's going to need to get takedowns in order to survive that storm. I'm going to say he does do it. I can see Abus Magomedov clipping him and finishing this fight early, but I got to trust in Caio Borralho, our boy, using his grappling in Brazil. Yeah. Caio Borralho's the choice here. I'm going to go by decision, surprisingly enough.
I don't think that's that surprising.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that surprising. Yeah.
I'm just saying with Abus's cardio issues.
Oh,
with him dying 6 minutes into a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Caio can put on the pace too, man. That's a good point, actually. But now you got me tripping. But yeah, I just think based on like there are certain types of performances where when you have it, like it's hard to like you have to really show me something.
Yeah.
Like for me to buy back in. So for Abus Magomedov, for me, cheap way up, right? Just push to it. Like what are you gonna do? Deny it? Like I get it, take your shot, of course. But to fold completely and I don't know, man. It's like one thing to get like, but throw something, do something, man. I don't know. Like it was just that weird and bad of a performance to me, where I have a hard time buying back in.
Yeah,
I like Caio Borralho. I think he has a lot of heart. He's got decent power. He's good on the ground. He's very well rounded. You know, is this guy gonna try to wrestle him? I don't know. Like does he have the cardio to do so? For some reason, I also see decision. But definitely go with Caio.
So I also want to point out, for what it's worth, on Tapology, Caio Borralho is ranked the number 16th middleweight in the world.
Okay.
They have Abus Magomedov ranked at 49.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean
that sounds.
It makes sense from like his accomplishments.
Yeah.
But then
he's pretty good though. Like,
but then think about
don't
it.
Don't get me wrong, but
yeah. But then just my whole point is we had the number 49 middleweight in the world fighting the number 1 middleweight in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I know at that point he was like number 6 middleweight in the world, but like, what is that?
Well, that's just the UFC's ranking. That's just they just slap it on to like manipulate what they want to do, But yeah, I mean, Caio, in my opinion, is going to win a decision. The grappling skills and pressure, I think, are going to be a problem.
Yeah.
He can put on the pace. I don't really see Magomedov being able to, to handle it, right?
And I think the UFC thinks this is a guy they can market in Caio Borralho.
He absolutely is.
He speaks English. He's like a pretty good-looking guy. He's big. He's young. He's
got
jacked.
like the nerd thing going on.
Yeah, he's got that whole thing. So he's got some appeal.
100%, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think if he can survive the first 5 minutes of this fight, he's good.
Yeah.
I think he'll pretty handily be imposing his will in the second and third round.
Agreed.
If that's the case. So, one thing to watch out for, Magomedov, really, really nice body kicks. Like, I like those a lot. But, 5 minutes and then he's good. So, moving on to the next fight of the night, and I believe... it's not the co-main event, but it is the big boys. It's Rodrigo Nascimento. He's taking on Dante Almeida at heavyweight. These guys fought, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
3 years ago, yeah.
I don't know why we're seeing it again, but I guess it's heavyweight. Don't ask questions. There's not a lot of fun matchups to do.
Yeah. You got to get this Brazilian guy on this card, I guess.
Get this Brazilian guy in, give him somebody beatable. What do you think?
Nascimento, he's a good grappler. He's got good sub skills. Sometimes gets brawly, and that's not a good thing for him because on the feet he's not all that.
No, he's not.
When he gets the takedown, he does a good job with control. He's heavy on top. He starts looking for the choke. As you mentioned, the last time these two fought, he did get a RNC in the second round, so that's been the game plan for him for a long time now. It's been 3 years since they last fought. I don't know how much that plays into this fight, but it's worth noting.
It doesn't feel that long ago.
Right, and then you have Dontel Mays on the other hand. He's a boxer, so this is striker versus grappler. Decent power, solid combos, decent leg kicks. He has a bunch of like Louis Vuitton and Gucci tattoos, so there's that about him. Last time out, he beat Andrei Arlovski, which was like heartbreaking to me because I hate seeing Andrei Arlovski get knocked out.
Him out.
But before that, he had lost to Augusto Sakai, who's absolutely terrible, and then they cut him.
Yeah.
So they cut Augusto Sakai after winning, and then before that, he
didn't look good against Sakai.
No, not at all, because he was getting wrestle fudged.
Yeah.
So that might be the recipe here.
Interestingly enough, I think he can do that here though.
Interesting, but I just also want to say he lost to Hamdi Abdul Wahab.
Dude,
that guy... Hamdi is awful. They overturned that because he was caught using roids.
Yeah. Do you think he's awful? I don't think that dude's kind of scary. I mean,
he's scary because he's like 5'8". He's
that's
thick.
A ball, dude.
Dude is thick, my boy. But yeah, anyways, I don't know why these guys are this high up on the card, and let's not spend too much more time on it. I'm picking Nascimento.
Me too.
Okay, there it is.
The BJJ should just outpace it.
Late finish. Maybe a decision because these guys are heavyweights.
You know what it is, too?
You would think heavyweights would get finishes, but not these kind of guys. You know?
Yeah, but you know what it is, too? Is Dontel Mays fights so lazy to me.
Yeah.
He fights like the laziest... He might be the laziest looking fighter. Like, I don't know what... Like,
I mean, he's okay.
He's not.
He's like active.
I want him to be better.
Yeah,
like, I feel like he's got the size, he's got the length to be pretty damn good. He's got some of the athleticism, but like... He's just like lazy in there. I don't know. Like so.
He's like John Jones's boy, right? I think he's friends with John Jones.
Yeah. I don't know why we're seeing this fight again. Nascimento by sub.
Cool.
Moving on to the next fight of the night, and it is the co-main event of the evening, and it's Gabriel Bonfim. Very interesting that they gave him the co-main event.
Yeah, well, he's the better one.
He had none of. I'm saying. I mean, I guess who else would you put on? Like, I think there's an argument to be made for Caio.
Yeah, I agree with that. I get that. They're pushing the Bonfims.
Right.
And this is the better one.
Yeah.
And
well, this is definitely the better one.
Right. And look, my whole point is I think the UFC thinks this is the guy. I think they think this is the next Brazilian star.
Yeah.
I think this is the next best hope.
That's 100% what they think.
Yeah, they think this is the next
very
best
possible.
hope. Yeah, I mean, the kid's undefeated.
He's really good.
He's legit as hell. He's sharp. He's got high-level boxing, high-level jiu-jitsu.
Golden Glove, like Brazil Golden Gloves champ.
That's what I'm saying. He's that dude. So they're hoping we're going to put him in a big spot in Sao Paulo. If he comes up and he wins that fight, which he's fighting yo boy Nicolas Dalby.
I love me some Nicolas Dalby, man. He's good.
I mean, Bonfim should absolutely win this
fight. He absolutely should. The odds are fucking crazy.
This is set up for
minus
that.
Minus 550.
Right.
That's crazy.
But if you parlay him with his brother, it's like a minus 350.
Boom.
Minus
400.
That's what I'm saying. So let's do a little Bonfim Bros parlay.
Damn,
if we can get the Bonfim Bros versus the Basharat Bros.
Ooh.
Or if they're all four on the same card, you make mad bread.
Oh my god.
On the Basharat Bonfim parlay. All I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something to think about.
There's that game these guys have been playing. I don't know who these guys are, but I've seen it online. Where it's like you buy stock in UFC fighters. Have you seen that thing?
I've seen it, yeah.
Where Ian Gary's fucking pitching it, where he's like, you should have picked me up before my last fight.
Yeah,
like, whatever. Yeah. I wonder what these guys are going for. I've never played that thing, but these
should
are probably...
Start?
Yeah, we should. Picking up the Bonfims. Specifically this one.
Oh, 100% that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean... So what was your...
Gabriel Bonfim, however he wants.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, sub.
Sub?
Very fast.
In the first round?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make it look really easy.
Nicolas Dalby's good, man. He's a really good fighter, and I love him for a lot of reasons. He's just fun to watch.
Yeah.
He looks like Rafael Fiziev, which always tweaks me out.
He's a karate style. They're both kind of like that, like
the hair,
the braids, a Viking kind of look.
Yep.
Yeah. Except this one breathes a lot louder than Fiziev.
Oh my god, dude! What is it with that? He does, huh? He like at first when I started watching film on him, I'm like, this guy's exhausted, and then he's just a mouth breather. So, but Yeah, I agree with you, man. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know if it gets to the ground, then yeah. If it gets to the ground, then yeah. If it's gonna be a first round, finish, it's definitely gonna be by sub. I think I could seeing it being by TKO or by I could see it being by TKO, but I think that's more like an early second round kind of thing. Fair. But yeah, I mean, like you said, this is basically set up. I can't believe the odds are that crazy though. Minus 550. God damn.
What are we doing though? Like Nicolas Dalby, he's not a threat.
No, he's not a threat.
He's not threatening, right?
No, but this is a perfect fight.
You know what the question mark is? Fight. The question mark here is, if you're thinking Dalby has a chance at winning this,
I don't.
I'm just saying in general.
He's about to be 39.
It's by decision, right? Like Dalby if he wins, he's winning by decision.
100%.
You would have to bet on Bonfim's cardio being terrible.
And it's not.
Which is the question mark. We don't necessarily know, but nothing indicates that it'll be bad.
I have not yet.
Yeah, nothing indicates
nothing has indicated that at all.
So
yeah, I mean, Dalby's 39 years old.
Shout out Nicolas Dalby, man.
Shout out, he's really good. But Bonfim is literally not even in his athletic prime yet.
Yeah.
He's got like 2-3 years to get there. So
and after all that, Nicolas Dalby's gonna win somehow. Like
no way. There's I sounded like it was way closer, but no way, dude.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. What else is there to be said about that one? Who do you think he fights next after? Like, who would you want to see next?
Bonfim.
Yeah, not a ranked guy.
No, not yet. Hell no.
Maybe 2 more fights, then a ranked guy. 1 more fight.
Like Buckley.
Ooh.
You know.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be fun.
Oh, that could be real fun.
That could be fun. If you want to give him like a little dangerous thing.
That's dangerous. No, I think he wins that though.
You want to get like funky with it?
Who?
Reports that the UFC signing MVP.
Oh my god.
That could be fun.
That's a wild matchup for him though.
I'm just saying.
I think he wins that too.
Ian Gary.
Get
him out of here. No, that's way too high up, obviously.
That's way too high, but if we see that someday, that'd be a very fun fight though.
Yep.
I want to see Ian Gary fight a grappler. To be honest with you,
yeah, that'd be great.
He keeps calling out strikers. So.
Yeah, book him with Shavkat. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. But anyway, we're at the main event. Obviously, it's Jailton Almeida at heavyweight fighting Derrick Lewis. And what is there to break down here, really?
Real quick, 2 things. Number 1, we started this podcast, very podcast. We always say this when Derrick Lewis is fighting. First episode that was aired.
Yeah.
Because there was episode before that didn't get aired.
That's crazy. That's part of the lore.
That's part of the lore. First aired episode, a Derrick Lewis main event.
Yep.
Now, some 10 months later, 11, 10 months, whatever it is.
Yes.
We're back with a Derrick Lewis main event.
Yep.
So, look how far we've come. It'd be really cool if we had like a montage that we could play.
Damn.
That'd be fire.
Somebody put that together. I'll Venmo you like $20.
Hey, 20, $30.
I swear to God.
So one of those kind of things. But yes.
I heard there's AI that can do it for you.
It's been very fun. I just want to say I've had fun doing this with you.
Me too, man. Absolutely.
And then on top of it, Derrick Lewis. We always talk about like, I don't know if you could pick Derrick. And then he like always just ends up like winning one that like you don't think he should win. Mm-hmm. And then to me, it's like I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about like, what do they drink? You know what I'm saying? That's just where my head kind of goes to.
Damn. I love that setup, honestly. That was great. That caught me right off guard. Man, I mean, Derrick Lewis.
Because he drinks and drives. We know that now.
Oh, 100%.
So what was he drinking that fateful night?
Henny.
100%. Okay. You think Derrick Lewis is a hard liquor, dark liquor guy?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like, he's not drinking vodka. Do you drink vodka? You don't drink vodka. You drink gin.
I've had it.
I mean, I've had plenty of it.
Well, the last time I drank vodka at the Halloween party we were at. Oh. But that was just because, like, I brought a bottle of vodka thinking that's, like, everyone will enjoy vodka.
Yeah.
I can't bring gin to, like, a party. People are going to be like, what is this guy? What is this, grass?
Really?
I don't know. I just think, like, you don't know what kind of drinkers people are.
True. I guess if you're not a gin drinker at all, then you're certainly just not a gin drinker.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not yeah.
There's not going to be some random, like, chicks at the party, this little Halloween party, like, some girl dressed up as whatever the fuck she's dressed up as. Like, yeah, I'll have a gin. Like, nobody drinks gin.
Yeah.
Unless you drink gin.
You put me on a gin.
Gin's fire. Shout out gin.
Wish we had a sponsor to throw in there.
Oh, one day.
But look, I mean, what is there to say, right?
Well, what does Jailton Almeida drink?
Oh,
That's
shit.
what you got to say.
Jailton Almeida does not drink, bro.
I think he drinks like blue curacao, just like liqueurs.
No.
No, I'm playing.
Maybe he has like a digestif occasionally.
Ooh, okay.
Somewhere just like some herbal shit.
Yeah.
Fala galera.
Let's get it.
But it's a Derrick Lewis fight, you know?
Yeah.
And he's not had an easy path recently. They're like, yo, bro, here's another fucking grappler to fight, even though you've been getting wrestle fudged. Except, holy shit, dude. That last fight was insane.
Yeah, it was wild.
What the hell was that about?
Absolutely wild.
That was, I mean, yeah, I think I had, well, that was a grappler for you, right?
Yeah.
So, could that happen again? Absolutely. It absolutely could. I just think Jailton Almeida is built different. He's an absolute tank of a man. I think the fact that he's not going to come in at 265 or anywhere close to that, he what is he going to win? Like 230 probably?
Yeah.
Something like that. If that. Wasn't he 220 something for this last fight? Or am I tripping?
I mean, he is small for heavyweight.
He's 231
Yeah.
last fight weight. He's small, but dude's a tank.
Yeah.
79-inch reach. I mean, basically what I'm trying to say is him being smaller against a guy like Derrick Lewis is going to work in his favor, in my opinion. He's going to have the better cardio, obviously. And he's strong and more explosive. Like, there are not a lot of guys at heavyweight like this. There are no other guys at heavyweight like this.
Yeah.
So, it's just a weird matchup. And he's just such a damn good grappler and so dangerous on the ground. Derrick Lewis by knockout. So, no, and it very well could be that. But I'm going to go Jailton Almeida to get the sub in the first round, unfortunately.
Okay. So.
And then, God help, Cyril Gane after that.
Fair. So, here's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Obviously, coming into this, Jailton Almeida is the big favorite.
How big of a favorite?
Minus 470.
Good Lord, okay.
For all the reasons
that you sprinkle.
You
have to.
You
have to sprinkle.
Here's what I'm saying. He's minus 470, right? He has been absolutely dominant.
Yeah.
He is a stud. He's like a Dagestani Brazilian guy. That's literally his whole shtick.
Literally.
That's what he's about.
He even has a little bit of a neck beard.
Dude, immediate takedowns, Dino. Heavy as hell on top. Powerful. Great submission skills. We don't know what he looks like when fights go into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. The counter to that, I understand. Yeah, it's not likely that we get there.
Derrick Lewis is not gonna be the guy to out cardio.
No. I just want to say though, for what it's worth, Derrick Lewis, for the way he looks, pretty good cardio.
Not too bad.
He's not like he's not a guy you see like exhausted out there. No, it's not a thing.
We've literally seen him stand straight up.
Yeah.
After like a half a round of grappling, he just, you know what? Like,
so then look,
stands up.
Then the second thing I want to say is on the feet. Jailton Almeida was getting touched up by Jairzinho Rosenstrike.
He was.
Until he got the takedown.
He was.
If that's your striking game, your ass better be careful with Derrick Lewis. Because as hard as Jairzinho hits and as technical as Jairzinho is,
yeah,
Derrick Lewis hits harder than Jairzinho Rosenstrike. Derrick Lewis probably hits harder than 99.9% of men on this planet.
Anybody but Francis.
Right.
As far as like...
And Pavlovich maybe. And
maybe.
Like he's that, like, he's there.
Yeah.
He's that upper echelon.
I just want to say,
or
not Jairzinho, Jesus Christ. Almeida is like, he's gotten hit twice.
Yeah.
In his last like 4 fights.
Right.
So,
and that's cool.
But if there's a third time, it could be a knockout. You know what I mean? Like
with Derrick Lewis, it can always be the knockout, right?
Is that where you're going with?
No. I just want to point out a couple things.
My bad.
So with Derrick Lewis, think about the guys that he's been fighting, right? Marcos Rogério de Lima, absolutely humongous, and he beat him pretty quickly. Before that, Sergey Spivak, huge. Sergey Pavlovich, huge.
Dude, that was nuts. He just threw a flying knee.
Tai Tuivasa, huge.
Yep.
Before that, he fought a smaller heavyweight in Chris Dawkins, and he beat him.
He absolutely slept him,
and he beat him. He lost to Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane, not the biggest heavyweight, but he's very big, and he's super duper skilled on the feet, right?
Yep.
He beat Curtis Blades, who's a grappler.
Yep.
Who I think I was picking Curtis Blades to beat Jailton Almeida.
Were you?
Yeah, because if it's a grappling fight, I was going that way. I'm just saying, Derrick Lewis fights these big ass guys.
Yeah, he does.
This is the smallest guy Derrick Lewis is fighting
by a wide margin. And Dawkins was, I think, 240 something maybe.
That's what I'm saying. So there is.
Although Jailton's probably stronger than Dawkins.
That's fine. Last thing I want to point out, going in Derrick Lewis's favor, Derrick Lewis doesn't believe in jiu-jitsu. You know that whole thing, right? He's like, it's not real. Like, just stand up.
Yep.
Maybe you can't. I've seen him do it 3, 4, 5 times.
I watched a compilation.
That's what I'm saying.
Today.
And he doesn't believe in it. Maybe he can't do it with Sergey Spivak on him.
Yeah.
Maybe he could do it with a guy that's 60 pounds lighter on Fight Night.
Yep.
I'm just saying. And with the odds being what they are.
That's a great point.
With the odds being what they are, plus 350 next to Derrick Lewis is making me feel like I'm tickled.
Yeah.
I'm tickled. I want to sprinkle my money, your money. I want to sprinkle everybody's money. Yep. So there is that.
Do you think the odds swing which way? By the time
I think they always swing in Derrick Lewis's like
they do, right? So place your bets now.
I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna sprinkle on Derrick Lewis. I'm putting money on it.
You have
by
to.
knockout. I'm just saying it's a possibility, but I have to take Jailton Almeida.
Yes.
One more thing. You mentioned Jailton Almeida. You're like, God help Cyril Gane, right?
Yeah.
I think to the top guys at heavyweight, I think Almeida loses to them all. I think John Jones beats him. I think Pavlovich beats him.
No question.
Aspinall.
Yes.
Cyril Gane.
No, I don't know.
I think so. I think
don't know,
Curtis Blades and probably Stipe. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think the climb to the top was a lot easier for him at heavyweight than it would be at 205.
No question.
But I think he'll find the top of 205 easier for him than he'll find the top of heavyweight, if that makes any sort of sense.
No, I respect that.
So, yeah, I am taking Jailton Almeida by first round sub, maybe second round.
Yep.
I would not be surprised or upset at all if Derrick Lewis were to find this big-ass knockout and just do some wild shit in Brazil and take
It's just wild that, like, it just keeps happening, right? It's like, Dawkins, bah, done, literally over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, Derrick Lewis kind of washed. Nope.
Curtis Blades,
massive knockout. Curtis Blades. It's just nuts. Like, he just, is he skilled enough? Like, he shouldn't be there.
Right.
He shouldn't be there.
But the power is
amazing,
that factor.
And he's so marketable, and the power is crazy, and he's just that dude. Like, he just puts people's lights out.
And he's got nothing to lose. He just got signed to a big-ass contract. Like, he doesn't care.
And, got respect to him. He's looked a little, a little tighter lately.
A little better.
Like, yeah.
He's drinking and driving nowadays.
Oh, shit.
That's maybe it's like throwback to his youth. Maybe he's feeling the fountain of youth, you know?
I forgot about that.
Anyways, look, so we agree here. That's what you have to choose. You have to choose Jailton Almeida.
But you got to sprinkle.
You got to sprinkle on Derrick Lewis. Next week, guys, is absolutely humongous. Arguably my favorite fighter on the planet, Yuri Prochazka, friend of the channel, follower of the 10-7 MMA on Instagram. He follows us. Check it out. So Yuri is main eventing UFC 295 at Madison Square Garden. He's, of course, fighting Alex Pereira for the vacant 205-pound title. Sergey Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall for the interim heavyweight title.
That's a better fight.
Two guys we just talked about a little bit. So that's going to be really interesting.
That's a better fight.
It might be. It might be.
Quality of the fight-wise.
I still would love to have seen John Jones just finish out, beat Stipe, and ride off into the sunset.
Same. But
that was kind of like what I wanted.
Can't fucking get it.
Can't get it. But then, hey, Matt Frivola versus Benoit Saint Denis, who we talked a lot about.
That might be fight of the night.
That's really fun.
On a fight card stacked with incredible fights, that might actually be the fight of the night.
Pat Sabatini, Diego Lopez is a good fight.
That is an unbelievable fight too. And a big Diego Lopez guy.
Huge. And of course, Dennis Bazookia is on the card.
That's right.
So shout out Dennis again.
And getting some pay-per-view time.
Hey, let's go.
Respect.
Yeah, I'm excited. That card is going to be lit. Can we fast forward to that?
Yeah. Well, I do want to see it. It's always fun tuning into a Derrick Lewis fight, regardless.
Absolutely. Yeah. So tons of videos for you guys next week. We're going to have a ton of stuff dropping. So follow us on Instagram at the107MMA. Hit this little subscribe button. Ring the little bell. Do the sound. We usually don't do it twice, but we did it twice for you guys today.
That's right.
DS. Anything else?
Nope.
The end of this year is about to go crazy.
It always does.
Oh.
It always does. It goes so hard.
In 2 weeks, we're going to Bellator in Chicago.
That's right. Am I going to that?
I mean, we're meeting up with some of the fighters. I know that. We have one that's promised us an interview.
That's true.
And we should be meeting up with our favorite coach in MMA.
Oh, man.
One Jason Stroud. So
100%.
shout out Coach Stroud. We'll probably be linking up with him.
We have to. I swear, shout out Coach Stroud. He's of all the people we met in Vegas, the best guy.
Great guy. So
no disrespect to anybody else.
No. So hey, that's it. You're good?
I'm good.
I'm good. He's Dino. He's good. I'm Dino. I'm good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.